What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay back with another video. And before we get into the video, if you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the bell for post notifications. And the reason why this is so important is because we are no longer doing upload days, we're doing upload weeks. So I'm going to be posting still a set number of videos per week instead of having it on a set day. The reason why I'm doing this so I have more flexibility. And not only will you guys most likely be getting more videos than what I originally said, but the quality of the videos will be better because I'm not going to be rushing. So anyway, just to explain the build, so this is a team focused build. It's pretty much 4-piece Firecrest and a 3-piece Predator. The 3-piece Predator is going to increase your damage, while the 4-piece Firecrest, it actually increases your damage while they're on fire. Plus you got the extended range and damage of the flame turret. So this actually works really well in a group, especially if it has somebody with a pulse. But anyway, let's get straight into the build. As you see, I just got done opening up a ton of caches. I got the Golden Rhino and Alpha Bridge classified backpack, if anybody was wondering. But let's get straight into the build. So as you see, I have my house as usual, and I have the Urban MDR. So with the house, we rocking responsive and competent. And I'm hitting for a good 19.4K, which is actually pretty solid. It's not too bad for the stamina and electronics that I have, so that's pretty solid. And I also have the Urban MDR. So my Urban MDR is kind of a really bad roll. It has Predatory on it, so it's not the best. I would much rather it have Prepared and Vicious. Now that would be a super good roll, because where Urban MDR, you're not really going to be getting in somebody's face unless you're running prayer, and that's like the only excuse to really be in somebody's face with an Urban MDR. So we're just going to rock with this Urban MDR, which is fine. But honestly, if I felt like switching over my houses, I would just run dual houses, and then that would change up some of the specs that I have on this build. But if you have a good rolled Urban MDR, I would suggest running it, because you have a distracted talent, and that's going to play a huge role in what we're doing. Even if it has competent on it, competent will be pretty good too on this build. And then after that, let's take a look at our mods. So we got, as you see, skill haste, performance mods. We got first aid, self heal. Don't run first aid, self heal. Run turn health instead. I'm telling you. Run turn health. It may sound crazy, but it's gonna pay off later when you're actually running against people. So even when people focus on your turn is gonna be that much more tankier, and it'll be able to survive longer and burn them longer. It's gonna really come in handy. Like, that's what I noticed when I was running this build, that my turn wasn't getting destroyed super fast, but having turn health instead of having first aid self heal would have probably been way more beneficial to this build than running like what I was running. But anyway, let's move on. We got the Predator Mark chest piece. We got exotic damage resilience. You can also change that to health. I have skill haste and ammo capacity. So skill haste is actually going to be really big for this build. Honestly, I wouldn't even worry about crit hit chance, because hopefully, since this is a team-based build, you're running with a tactician or somebody who has a very high pulse, and this will rip. Just you two together, and you have two DPSs or whatever else you want to run. You guys will run through everybody, because this build is a great build to start off on when you're trying to charge and push the pace. Moving on, we have the Firecrest mask. So this is what I'm talking about. For the major attribute, I have critical hit chance. You do not need critical hit chance here. You can run it if you're going to run with randoms and you might not have somebody or a team that you can run with. You might want to run critical hit chance here, but if you have a team, if you have somebody who can be a dedicated person who runs pulse, you do not need this. And if you have that person, this build will be so much better. Your team will be indestructible. Even if they run immune backs, it really will not matter. But anyway, I would either change this to skill power, just to increase your how much you get back from your health, or booster shot, overdose, defibrillator, whatever health thing you want to run. Or you can also run exotic damage resilience, and that will reduce the damage from the Predator Mark bleed, because people are still running around with prayer. So that's something just to look out for. Minor attributes, I have increased kill XP you definitely would want to have a resistance here. I just was kind of like feeling weird about re-rolling that minor attribute because I might want to use this mask for something else, because I already got another Firecrest build in mind that I'm going to be releasing later on down the line, and this mask would actually be very good for it. So I don't want to mess up and do too many re-rolls and I can't fix it when it comes down to me like to actually want to use it again. So that's why I didn't change it here, but that's something you should really take into consideration. Just make sure you have a resistance. So for my knee pads, I have skill power, disrupt resistance, burn resistance, and bleed resistance. So those minor attributes are really good. That's something that you might want to have on your knee pads in terms of the minors. So for major, I have skill power. So you can either run skill power, you can run health, you can run exotic damage resilience. Honestly, I would just choose between exotic damage resilience or skill power. So what I'm getting here is, it's like, if you're gonna choose one, make sure you're stacking it. So for example, if you're gonna put skill power on your mask, you can put skill power on your knee pads, and then you can put skill power on your backpack if you need it. Or you can put exotic damage resilience on your chest, and then you can put exotic damage resilience on your mask, and you can also get on your knee pads, just so you're actually stacking it. Because if you only have 10% exotic damage resistance, it's really not gonna make too much of a difference, honestly, and it would be really no point of you even running that in the first place. So when it comes to those type of buffs, make sure you're stacking them so you can get the most out of them, because otherwise you're just using up a slot and it's pretty much useless at that point. And I know you don't want to have useless talent when you can be putting out more damage. Next, we have the Ninja Bike backpack. So as you see here, is rolled towards stamina, and I also have it rolled towards skill power. So I'm also buffing up my skill power a little bit more. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get a bigger heal back, and this is, like I said, this is a team focused build. So you don't necessarily have to have skill power here. You can have stability if you plan on really using the urban MDR and stretching out your range, because the urban MDR, like, don't sleep on the urban MDR. It can definitely snipe and take out some people, but you also got to take into consideration that the reason why you are going to be using the urban MDR is because you want people to be in close enough range to get hit by your turret. So with that being said, you're probably not going to really need stability here, because for you to really need stability, like, they're going to have to be a good distance away for you to even shoot them, but you probably won't even be doing that in the first place because it just doesn't fit the type of build that this is. If anything, they'll be like 15 meters away and you should be able to hit them from that distance. I mean, if not, run stability. That's totally up to you. So for the gloves, so this is what I was talking about. So for my build, since I didn't really use my urban MDR, instead of having assault rifle damage, I need to have critical hit damage here, or skill haste. Skill haste is really big for this build. That's what I found out when I was actually running. And the reason why I say this is because we would take out a group of enemies, and then that'd be it. I would have to blow up my turret, and then it would take a little bit too much longer for like my liking for my turret to come back. And that was a problem. I mean, it wasn't a super huge problem because I could deal with it, but it would just be better if you had more skill haste on the build. So when you do blow up your turret, the cooldown for your turret is a lot faster. Cooldown for your heal is a lot faster. You can put your turret down. You guys can push, pop pulse, and just run down on your group of enemies and just spray them down, blow up your turret, go to the next spot, and deploy it again. So like that's really the iffy part about it. Honestly, you can run the secret mines, but the reason why I don't like the secret mines is because they kind of have the same cooldown, and with the turret stays down on the ground and it will continually hit enemies. It won't disappear like the secret mine flames. Now we're looking at the Firecrest holster. Like I said here, if you're running with somebody who's going to be running attack, switch this to skill haste. If you're going to be running by yourself, you might want to run critical hit chance just to make sure, because some people don't run pulse when you're running with randoms. So you just want to make sure you got at least some critical hit chance when you're running by yourself, because you can never guarantee it with anybody else. But that pretty much sums up the majority of this build. Honestly, I've used it a couple times within the last couple of days, and I'm really feeling it, to be honest. Like, this actually might be in my main rotation if I run with people, just for the simple fact that, like, every time I put down my turret, it shot for like a huge distance, and I was able to like spray down like a lot of people. Like the DPS isn't better than like a ton of like other builds, but it can really hang in there. So at first I was using booster shot, but you can run that if you're like on the risky side, but I would much rather stick with overdose, and I was just obviously running a flame turret. So you see I got critical save, which is very important. Then wildfire, you want wildfire because it will continue to spread your flames, and you really just can't go wrong with wildfire. Then precision, obviously you would change this if you have a dedicated pulse person. You don't really need this. And then you have on the move. So honestly, you can run steady hands or something, or you can replace it to strike back. And we swap that with position if you have a person that's going to be dedicated to running pulse. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and enjoy this gameplay. I got a couple clips for you guys to go ahead and check out, so you can see how exactly I was using this turret, because you can use it for defense and you can use it for offense. So you're already tanky as it is, and you're going to have a little bit extra toughness just for the simple fact that people are going to be scared to approach you with the flame turret, and then once they're on fire, they can't hit you. So just really playing it smart and just invading attacks and running back behind cover when your health starts to drop, or when you feel like you're going to be overwhelmed, like you'll see like I'm doing a couple times in these clips. But anyway, it's your boy Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Peace out. Catch you on the next video. See you next week.